Superheroes have recently leapt out from the comic book pages onto big and small screens, and that's not altogether been a good thing, as the TV studios have cranked out series after series of superhero slop.
It's a Buddhist tradition. It's meant to remind you of our bond.
But fear not, brave watcher, for I've ranked 10 superhero shows that are actually rather good, and even better, you'll get absolutely no spoilers, I promise. Superheroes means superpowered action, but I'm sorry, action isn't enough for me in a TV series. I need imaginative storytelling, captivating character development, and sharp, witty dialogue. Which means, at number 10, we have the granddaddy of all the programs on this list.
Did you ever get the feeling like you were meant to do something extraordinary?
This is the TV series that everyone was talking about 20 years ago. Its premise, pretty much the premise of all the shows on this list, is what happens when ordinary people get superordinary powers. That means there's a concentration on character above action, adds the interlocking storylines that develop over the series, and you have a surefire TV hit. If it was just down to the first series, Heroes would be much higher on this list, but whether you blame it on the writer's strike or studio intervention, whatever, this was a series that went off the rails pretty early. Mind you, this is the old TV days, none of your 10 episode box set stuff. This first series has 23 episodes alone, so go gorge.
I'm gonna find God and hold him to account.
Preacher is a pretty decent TV version of a pretty decent comic book. I was actually torn between Boys and Preacher for this slot, as both are good, but not quite as cool as they think they are. Preacher takes the spot, however, because it's actually remained pretty consistent, or even improved over its 4-series span, as opposed to The Boys, that has worsened for me. And Preacher pips it for me through sheer imaginative force, weirdness and narrative drive.
You know, that's like an excuse for lazy storytelling. Just don't sell me shite.
The world of religious mayhem is realised so well, you have to give this series its fair dues. Next comes the only show from my country making the list.
What if we're meant to be like superheroes?
Superheroes. That kind of thing only happens in America.
This UK show must be beloved by US casting agents, since it sent Iwan Rheon to Game of Thrones. Was there by any chance Preacher casting director interested? Because we also have Joe Gulgan and Ruth Negga here, and even more coincidentally, how about Robert Sheenan? Not only is he cast in another superhero show, Umbrella Academy, but he has the same superpower in both series. Anyway, Misfits is a show about a group of young offenders getting superpowers, and it's aged a touch in the couple of decades since its launch, but it's still funny, sometimes surprising and occasionally shocking. It's also stayed reasonably consistent over 5 series, unlike most superhero shows, which are either very short or, when they start good, seem to go bad fast. I think that's because superhero shows encourage larger-than-life plot lines that have then become hard to outdo as you go from series to series. Talking about short series, at number 7 we have... Okay, it's just a single series, but this TV show is much better, I think, than the overwrought film, and closer in tone, for me, to the original graphic novel. It's really nicely put together, but I think the moral ambiguity of issues like race relations that are normally treated so blandly in TV series, I think that kind of moral ambiguity is the secret sauce that makes this miniseries so intriguing. The series concentrates on character, but doesn't take the obvious routes with those characters. There's flaws, but Watchmen, the TV series, is certainly quality TV. Next comes the first of 2 more entries from the DC Universe.
I made a vow to have peace, no matter how many people I have to kill to get it.
Again, just 1 series, but it's excellent. Funny, unexpected, original, funny. Did I say funny?
Peacemaker!
Yes!
You're that racist superhero!
No!
You only kill minorities, man!
I killed a fair amount of white people too.
Pat on the back to creator James Gunn for taking such a minor bunch of superhero characters and turning it into an original series. Plus, I love the credit sequence too. If you have a decent sense of humour, check out Peacemaker. Next at number 5 comes another rather obscure DC show.
More TV superheroes, just what the world needs.
Ugh. I've enjoyed all 4 series of this show. Yes, sometimes it thinks it's a bit too damn cute with its wackiness, but it genuinely manages to juggle both weird storylines and decent character development. It's funny too.
This week's stupid criminal spotlight is on Animal Vegetable Mineral Man. He was attacked by his secondary dinosaur head during a robbery gone wrong.
A very off-the-wall but useless superhero team, which by the way reminds me of the show next coming in at number 4.
I give you the Umbrella Academy.
Interestingly, almost all of these programs involve superhero teams rather than just individual heroes. Also interestingly, most of these teams are pretty bad. Doom Patrol are rubbish, and the Umbrella Academy are probably worse. But that's because, again, this show doesn't lose sight of its characters and its character development, even while subjecting them to the most mind-bending plot lines. The show is imaginative, has a decent, large-scale feel. Congrats Netflix on producing a superhero show that's actually rather good. But next comes a show that's even better.
Can you imagine to be remembered like that?
I grew up on Marvel comics and thought DC comics were really rather square. So, what a surprise, we have the third DC entry into this chart, with still not a sign from Marvel. Colin Farrell's acting and prosthetics get much of the acclaim for this series, but I have to say, it's so rare in a TV show to see the values of a production run through everything. This show has been written, cast, designed, costumed, acted, shot and edited beautifully and coherently. I really take my hat off to the wonderful visuals and acting. It's been perfectly put together. The conceit also works great. This is Gotham City's version of The Sopranos. There's only one flaw really, there's only one series so far. But it's a blinder, a visual and narrative treat. Let's hope the quality stays high. Which means it's only just pipped at number 2 by...
Well, I don't know what to tell you, man. Your planet signed up for the program. See? Request from Urath for evaluation.
Urath? This is Earth!
Earth.
I really do love this show, which was released by Amazon. I mean, yes, it's a cartoon, but it's different. Take the way it handles violence. Sure, there's lots of violence, visceral violence, but there's a morality to the violence. Innocent bystanders get killed. People that get bruised stay bruised, and they die. Violence causes pain, harm, and death, and Invincible respects that morality. Also, imaginative storylines dovetail with ordinary situations that we can all relate to, domestic situations, with great voice acting added. Highly recommended, which leaves in final place the only Marvel production in this entire list. Know what it is? Superhero experts? Anyone?
He may be the most powerful mutant we've ever encountered.
This comes from the early Marvel TV days when they were trying interesting things and not doing Disney slop. Daredevil is pretty good, although a bit overrated in my honest opinion. Jessica Jones I think is a little bit better still, but there's been so much dross from Marvel, including those Agents from S.H.I.E.L.D. or Agents of Sleep as it got renamed in our household due to the effect it constantly had on this reviewer. But Legion is a league above all those titles. Thank the creator Noah Hawley of TV Fargo fame for creating a series with such imagination and vision. There's so many good things about this show. The casting, the feel, the locations, the music, the trippiness. It's a real treat. And a shame that TV productions don't take risks like this anymore, which may explain the absence of decent superheroes series on our screens recently, with the Marvel Disney Studios churning out mass-produced drivel, whilst alternative titles like The Boys or Extraordinary seem over-marinated in their own slightly smug satire. So, that's my list. I'd love to know your own thoughts and own ideas in the comment section, but that's it for now. Please like and subscribe. Thank you.